the engines!
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second.
So, you guys didn't find any...
Not loving the word
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that...
He's been biding his time for a while.
No idea.
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Anefa turn up some leads. Wait, he's actually here? Hi.
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick! Why is he attacking the damsel elect? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
That was too close!
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standard.
I have a When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that? We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any light on...
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moons...
Wait, she's the moon goddess?
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep sea. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against it. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to... No, I can't say that.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howled. What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with...
Yeah. We can't just call it quits after... Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forget...
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are...
Rira's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar. I know why you left the Frost. They would make self-centered wishes. Force you to accept meaningless If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scions need you. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps...
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid. Very well then. I'll do as you say.
Those times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the Moon Goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now...
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my... The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow, so when our fingers touched, but this method of recovery is painfully slow.
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us.
Then what are we waiting for?
Branch into song with one heart.
Look, the rainbow! She wants it!
Preparing for dust up.
They just keep coming! Is this right?
barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by
I have a When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her. We weren't there for—
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any light on this?
Kutar. Cross-checking database.
Wait, she's the moon goddess?
There are many reasons why I've never met why he holds.
Kutar.
There are many potential. It is also but, right?
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against it. Surely our only— No.
Running is our own.
Huh?
You seem surprised.
Well, I mean—
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time.
Wait, what?
Doesn't that make a coyote does? What is it? The frost moon?
We can't just—
Yeah. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forget—
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now.
Rira's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's—
But
Kutar. I know they would make self-centered wishes. For if it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much any relationship based, you were born here.
thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. Very well then.
Both times you saved us.
It is. Rejected by the world. My power is dwindling.
What do you mean?
The 3 moons belong to the 8. The 3 moons get moonlight, but this method.
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expect.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running.
Then what are we waiting?
Lush as the moon, by the frost moon of old.
Ding dong water bomb! They just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Riria's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's house to escape! This goes on much longer.
Preparing for dust up. Insulation chamber deployed for the everlasting cold. Receive my blessing.
Observe. Beware the creatures of the night. Close your eyes.
Last attack! She won it!
Ultimatum protocol. Offensive mode engaged. By the frost moon of old. Lush as the moon.
Observe. Be silent. Close your eyes. Feel the dark.
For the everlasting forest. The sea.
Look! Rainbow! Go clock!
Annihilation mode. Insulation chamber.
Night falls. To dust.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the—
We could save the intros for later. Right now,
Oh, is that—
that's the one. Come on, move. Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me, but allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas.
We've heard all about... You look way younger than Paimon expected.
Well, definitely feeling some of that back pain today.
Another?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't... I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained... So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the...
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild... that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my...
I'm truly sorry. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. And, to be perfectly honest, but now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his That said, while I was explaining everything just now...
You mean about our mystery?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a... I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log.
Oh.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery... Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfarnir was but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari, Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So...
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rarir. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even...
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddess... I now bear the Frost Moon's power.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and...
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However...
I know a way, but... We will...
The experimental design?
Yes.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't...
Then that's settled. Next up, as you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his Wild Hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrect. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerability. The Wild Hunt is
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kutar hadn't given us that lead...
But where would we even start?
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machine.
She heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal.
Details, details. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarier. We can't do this without the Curatorium, but I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's...
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the... Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen...
So you're just going to sit there?
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my...
I can't put a price on something like this. If you insist on compensation, I will pay.
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rarier. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be leyline. If there's any way we can make this work.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yeah, Flynn's. That fragment that Rarier was...
Of course.
Let me borrow it.
Wait, you actually have some...
Shh. This is...
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, and that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. I'm in for this part.
No, count me.
Come off it, you two! Quip! I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvat. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nodcry.
I like it.
No biggie.
All right then. We'll split it. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others.
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna walk...
You really think that's gonna scare...
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against. We'll let you leave in one piece.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood.
tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past. I haven't lost the...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What? Huh? You mean... then...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in not?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... what is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lock. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him, but...
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you...
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? First Rosaline, now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could...
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time.
Well, duh. Why else? Watching... Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. Well, I guess we are overdue for it. Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving...
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared...
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I just got tired, that's all. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much... The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, I get why you left. And frankly, I haven't... But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths...
Guess that's
that might be your plan.
Huh?
Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself?
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not... Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Stare all you want, Columbina.
I know.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Apollonia! Get him!
I've upgraded Apollonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon, go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten...
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past? It almost looks like some kind of...
Good deduction.
Whoa. I guess this must be Sumero decor?
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned.
Whenever we wish. I've never faced Rarir myself. But I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets.
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself, and also how to make sure I come out of this alive. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe, is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind.
Eh?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other...
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easy.
Dory, Sangama.
If you want to make it big enough, it was back when I first arrived, and wouldn't you know, I've been giving her their plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord Sangama. So, let me...
You guessed, correct?
The one type of... At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even your work...
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation?
Is that so? Then we really are talking...
You're...
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't if you're willing to wait, I can ask...
Then, let me put...
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No?
Let's just say I'm borrowing it. Oh, favors are the worst kind of...
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 Mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all.
See you later! You're...
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me, so remember. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Zolnari came from surprise. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway.
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by... I'll test it out, and if it's as... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and...
They didn't sign their name. But they must have been
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection. Joseph asked why I came alone, but if he invites me again, chances are...
The Lindis. That's the same name Rerir.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't... Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even... I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat, and that would explain why they use so much... They even use alchemically modified strains for food.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what... He really is a professional. No, despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained... Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was the burial place of a fallen moon. Of whether it was you who helped me see that...
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. The burial place...
Rerir, over here.
Dane! Oh, and,
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink.
So, what are we discussing?
Hey, don't look at me. As far...
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say...
Who does...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have...
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then?
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right...
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she's a member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story.
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Vadafulnir, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary. And said to possess a wisdom far... And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems... Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother? Or... Why did he react so strongly? Was...
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rerir... Perfectly normal. No different. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something...
Felindis? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today. Aw, why the long face?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after...
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedifalnir showed up today, too. You know.
Ah, Mr. Vedifalnir. Yes, I've heard of him.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? We're nobodies. Why would the visionary... I'm sure someone in his position... You worry too much, Rerir. We've been together for ages now, and...
So...
Like I said, I need some time to decide.
All right. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vedifalnir, can someone whose gaze is so fixed on the far-flung future even see the present clearly? Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects the opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace? Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate is... There's no reason we can't keep living happily together.
See? You just need to stay positive. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will...
You go ahead. I just have a few...
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late.
Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still...
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things.
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence service. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Who'd have thought we... Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was resound.
After all these years since the
Indeed. It cannot be. Conria has no further need for a dead moon.
That's not entirely true. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a...
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous. Someone, it seems...
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years. And take care, Rerir of Solnari.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look at... Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to, but that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The Moonlit Dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now with this, could that be why Vedifalnir held back? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter...
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedifalnir's Vedifalnir and Dainsleif, the visionary. I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't... Should I try somewhere else?
So, he's late after all.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt...
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid...
For someone so young, you sure?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the... Not long ago, the Rerir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties,
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at it. His name is Rarier, and he claims to be one of the King's Guards.
What did you
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the...
Why are you...
Simple.
How strange. Rarier was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to the Lindis. Rarier couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even... Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rarier's fragment?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. Luckily, we managed to...
So far, so good. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission...
If you're worried about them, go...
If I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure...
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them constantly sweeping the air... Oh, that's never gonna work. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rare... Oh, guess you're right. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew! That was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things.
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Zandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost. Freedom comes at a heavy price. Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Heart.
It's been a while.
stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh. He sure doesn't pull his...
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
Huh. How considerate. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on clean...
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
Rev the engines! Take me up! Full throttle!
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people...
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you...
I see. Then let's get... But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before? Wait, of course. In those memories we just saw.
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a Tea Party buddy.
You're well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess...
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing to put your neck on the line here?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic.
All right, listen up, everyone. First...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of...
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power from its reflection. But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem of...
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rehir of Solnari to secretly... In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other. What's the matter?
Stephanie, granddaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancé of his?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universe...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerir... Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me...
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with...
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's...
It's possible. But it would take that merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay.
All right then. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. As for the...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild... At this rate, the people living here...
I'll head back to the Curatorium.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be... Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations. I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Night. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get...
A tad late. Everything going smoothly?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired. Oh, right! Inefa?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt, but according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred and that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory...
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodkrai are I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal is a deal. Not a word about my snack intake for the next week.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions increased.
What is that? It's the obvious choice.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir on... Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as—
Arlecchino, hold up a second! Since you brought us all we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here.
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon, and one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds' flames.
Huh? Are you serious?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins, and smoldered away inside my— What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse, but once I became a harbinger, the Jester apprised me. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually— For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different person.
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon?
Paimon has a question! So, the Crimson Moon that the Carians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon. Does that mean that the Carians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to the Frost?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they— But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you want living proof, it's standing right—
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your flames.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery. Anyway, time is against us here. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself—
That's right. For now, the iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession—
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a harbinger, the Jester gave me a book. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes.
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for being— They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to— The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, within the book leaves much unsaid.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would—
But there's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. And those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed that— In short, I can open a passage to— The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Very well. Then I'll open—
Traveler, Spare me a little more. Thank you. I feel...
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice, as you're crossing over.
Got it! I sense a sinister gloom inside. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend.
Let's fly!
I sense your presence, and craving death and rebirth. Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcended the fate itself. I have no right to.
Hey! Look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot! Is that the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place!
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the...
Careful! There's something spooky about this... Paimon's right behind you! By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible? Let's fly!
Try and stop me!
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Take me up! Open fire! Grab the engine! Get to work! Fulfill our pact! Yoo-hoo! Full throttle!
Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high!
No. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see... Ah! There's some kind of weird... Wait, see that? Looks like a... Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Look at that! Now that the mechanism's running... Do you think these mechanisms...
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hand.
I hope this isn't ruining date. Mind your own business.
Felindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? Oh yeah!
The Abyss has made this space maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were
Whenever I see this view, waning moon. Oh, for me, of all people, to be here investigating.
Giddy up! Rev the engines!
Oh, looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Locked on! Locked on! Try and stop me!
So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, if it really does exist.
Rev the engines!
Take cover behind the rocks!
Try and stop me!
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But if only I could get my hands on...
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Felindis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon mare.
It must be. For what...
Then there's no time to look...
Rev the engines!
These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Take me up! Giddy up! Try and stop me!
Hang in there! We're so close!
Get to work! Rev the engines!
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away. If we can purify the abyssal power within. I'm so... Is it you? Huh? At long last. I can see you once. I'm sorry. I lied to you. The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us? All that time ago? You look so... But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason.
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But
perhaps she took me for the goddess of the frost, for a fading soul like hers.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. All right, time to leave this. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon.
Huh?
Oh, lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart! Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey,
What are you waiting for?
Oh, wait. Is that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy whatever's left of them.
Oh, we're so sorry,
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is, I was simply holding up—
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, column B. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina! Are you...
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned.
It's still not enough. Just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can...
How about now?
At the very least, I want to see him gone from not.
Well, it's good to have something to. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the frost moon. Once the.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, and that's why you're always seeking to grow stronger. But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path that—
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new name.
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe— We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. All right, that's it from me.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more urgent things to do right now than trade compliments.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength.